For once in a very long time, ReZero does not end on a cliffhanger that makes me want to scream and be very, very upset. And I am glad to see that. I'm very, very, very glad to see an episode without a cliffhanger like how it's been in recent episodes. Because this was such a perfect ribbon on top for this arc, and I love it. I love the characterization and development the twins got in this episode. And also, I love getting to see our main character, Subaru, actually happy for a change, and showing that he finally can get the date he wanted with Amelia. That made me smile. I was so happy to see how he got what he wanted. And I love his little speech to the twins and what he said to one of them. He was like, you should look forward to tomorrow. Instead of always looking at the past and thinking about the past every single day and, looking back on it, you should look forward to tomorrow. I mean, look at what you could do tomorrow, what you could eat and cook or whatever. Just look forward to tomorrow. And it's kind of ironic who was actually saying that to one of the twins. Because let me explain. We already know what type of character Subaru is. We already know what he's been through. As the audience, we get to see the outside perspective of what is going on. And we know he's been through a hell of a lot. He's been through a lot of hell. He's died a lot. And it's very ironic of all characters to say to look forward to tomorrow is the very character that constantly has to look at the past. It's sad. Because, with him dying constantly, he has to always look at the past. He always has to go back to the past, look at the past, and figure out how to overcome the past before he can look forward to tomorrow. So, it's kind of sad, but ironic how that was kind of said in this episode. And I'm willing to bet the writer actually meant it in that way. So, I really like the details on that. Just seeing how that conversation, that little speech that Subaru said, and it kind of goes along with his character of how he's constantly going back to the past, and then also trying to make his way for a new tomorrow. Now, episode is very simple. I mean, it really is. It kind of just answers a lot of questions we've had and concludes this entire arc. You have it to where Subaru gets his entire curses cleared. He's no longer cursed. All the different beasts, the hellhounds and stuff, they're completely defeated and they're no longer alive. So Subaru doesn't have to worry about the curses. But the one thing that was very strange I noticed about in this episode was that the curses are apparently still there, but they just won't activate because the creatures are dead that started and, gave him the curses. So that's weird, though. So the curses are still there, apparently from what I understood from the subs. Now, I could be misunderstanding it. I could. That's a possibility. But from the subs I read and the way I interpreted it, it made me think that the curses are still in his body. But they won't disappear, but they will never activate because the creatures that, put him in his body are dead. So I wonder what that exactly means. I mean, maybe there is a possibility someone else might be able to activate them or something. Who the hell knows? Now, another thing this episode concludes is kind of the mystery around the twins, Rim and Rom. We get to see how they were brought up, their upbringing, how they survived, more about how they were demons and how they were as children, who was stronger and how they benefit and help each other, and also get to see how one of the twins feel very guilty for thinking that it's good that, she lost her horn. And it was a very sad moment, and I love the characterization it got because it's been built up for a while now. We know that these twins have been built up to be a little bit different, how one is, kind of bad in some areas and the other one's good in some areas and vice versa. I mean, it's been built up for a while since they were kind of introduced, and I like how this episode just kind of ties that, ribbon on top to conclude their characterization and see how they're going to start relying more on Subaru and not just thinking he's useless, but they're going to rely on him and lean on him as a good friend. So that was a good moment in this episode as well. One of probably the best moments of this episode, besides Amelia saying, yeah, sure, I'll go on a date with you, Subaru. That, oh my god, dude. That is definitely what our MC needs. I mean, he really worked for that fucking date. I mean, let's just all take a moment to think how hard he worked for that fucking date. He's been dying constantly. He's went through some fucking trauma, okay? By some weapons. You're getting crushed and all that and have his arms cut off and stuff. He's went through some fucking trauma. So, seeing him finally being able to go on a date and go to the town with Amelia, that was the best moment, too. One of the best moments of the episode, because I'm like, finally, our main character is not fucking suffering. He's getting to have fun for a change, even until he dies again, and then he goes through an entire loop again with the next arc. So, that's the next question I gotta get into. What will the next arc be about? Because we know, the throne, the game for the throne is kind of building up, like a throne war or something, or Game of Thrones, there you go, good name. So, we know it's building up. There's a lot of people trying to do some malicious things to each other, and we do know that the beasts that attacked the village most likely were there because of someone else trying to interfere with that, you know, area. Because we do find out that the child I talked about a couple episodes back that was very different and off, because Subaru remembered everybody. He remembered all the children but that one girl. Remember, I talked about it a couple episodes back. Well, apparently that girl is a mystery, and she disappeared, and most likely has a connection to whatever happened to Subaru and how he got cursed by the beast and why the town was getting attacked. That girl has a connection to it, has a connection to all of that. So, it doesn't seem like my theories were far-fetched when it came to that event when, you know, the little girl was very different from all the other children. So, I wonder how she's going to kind of be used in the future of the series, because obviously she's going to come back. She's probably going to be a reoccurring character, maybe sometime in the future when we find out more about the candidates of, you know, being the next successor to the throne. But for now, though, focusing on the next arc, though, I'm curious where it's going to go, because there's a lot of questions that I guess Subaru has to clear up. I mean, he did promise that he would explain more about the witch's curse or everything he can, but we do know that every time he tries to talk about it, it hurts him. We saw it last week. So I wonder how that's going to go, too. Like, how is he going to be able to talk about it and make it where, you know, she doesn't distrust him? I mean, after all the shit Subaru has done, I don't think there's really any reason really to distrust him, because he's done so much good, helped him out so many times, and he would have died if it wasn't for the master of the house to come in and save him and kill all the beasts at the end of the episode, which was badass, by the way. I like that scene. So, yeah, episode overall of ReZero. It was a very good episode. I think this was personally a really good way to end this arc. It was a very happy moment, and probably one of the very few happy episodes we're going to get from ReZero, because I've been told that the series is going to get darker and darker as, you know, it continues on. And if so, I kind of have high expectations for the series, because I've enjoyed the ride so far from start to finish to this very episode, and I can't wait to see how the next half of ReZero is. So let me know your thoughts in the comments below. You all have a wonderful day or night wherever you live. Please be safe. Chibi out.